was an angel. I walked this highway till my shoes were bare. A pocket without a penny in it. Lord, I'm stuck here on the ground, 'cause I've been so long in this lonely place. I don't know what to do. Well, I feel just like an angel walking, an angel walking, yeah. I had no place to go this morning. Skies were clouding and a tear was in my eye. Tired wings were not fit for flying. Please, Lord, don't let me cry, 'cause I've been so long in this lonely place. I don't know what to do. Well, I feel just like an angel walking. An angel walking, yeah. I want a heartbeat, I want a true love, a place to lay my head next to you, love. Send my heartache back to yesterday. Wings away. I had a dream I was an angel. I walked this highway till my shoes were bare. A pocket without a penny in it. Lord, I'm stuck here on the ground, 'cause I've been so long in this lonely place. I don't know what to do. Well, I feel just like an angel walking, an angel walking. Oh, I feel just like an angel walking, an angel walking. I'm walking, my feet are on the ground and I'm walking. I feel just like an angel. I feel just like an angel walking, oh yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome to FemTV. Thanks for joining us. Tonight we're with Diana Jones, who's in town from Austin, performing at McGonagall's Mucky Duck. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
I understand that you've been pursuing your music career for about 3 years now?
Yeah, since I moved to Austin.
Okay. Tell me about the process of doing that, formulating your music career from the ground up.
Well, I was a fine artist. I was a painter, mostly a portrait painter, and I had done music years before, all my sort of childhood years, and decided in my mid-20s that I really wanted to pursue it again. So I gave up the painting career for a while and started writing songs, which weren't very good initially, but I got better. And I moved to Austin from New York so that I could have more of an opportunity to perform.
What made you want to move all the way to Austin, Texas from New York?
I guess an easier lifestyle. It's very difficult to sort of make a living in New York, perform, write, rehearse. There's just not enough time in the day. It's a lot easier to sort of live in Austin, and the music community there is very, very supportive.
Did you know people there, or?
No, actually I had one friend, and I just moved on a whim.
That's curious, because most people feel like they have to move to New York to make music or have a career in the arts, not move from New York to Texas.
Right.
That's interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of music happening in Texas, and there's so many venues that it's a really good place to sort of get good, get better, and get some kind of, comment from, your public, and in that way have some kind of dialogue with them that's ongoing. I mean, there's so many open mics to play that that was really good for me.
And how were you familiar with the Austin music scene from New York?
I'd read a few articles, and I had a friend who lived there who was in a band, and he told me, so I came to visit him and just fell in love with it.
And you play the guitar. When did you take up playing the guitar?
I was 7 when I started playing guitar. I'm an ex-Catholic and recovering Catholic, and I started playing at church and things like that. My parents wouldn't buy me a piano, so that was the next best thing.
Did you take lessons or learn from friends, or teach yourself? Or?
Taught myself mostly. Listen to old records, you know.
And you've been playing the guitar ever since, even while pursuing your art career?
Yeah, it was more of a it was more of a hobby, I guess. When I was doing that, it was more of a tension breaker, and then it turned into something more serious.
And how long have you been performing in public?
Oh, I started performing in public when I was 3. So a long time. Doing this particular thing about 3 years.
And what sort of places do you play in Austin?
Mostly acoustic venues, Chances, Chicago House. Those are my 2 mainstays. We have good listening crowds there.
So this is your first time in Houston to
Yes.
perform in Houston. And so you find your venues expanding, or your gigs expanding now around Texas?
Yeah, I've decided to get out of Austin for a while, and I played in San Antonio last weekend, which was really fun, and this is my first time in Houston, and I'm hoping to do Dallas and Fort Worth and, sort of expand that and then come back to Austin.
I understand that Munchies has booked you for December in Houston. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got a gig there on the 22nd of December, which I think is a Wednesday night. And that'll be 2 45-minute sets with my band.
And you have some demo tapes, I understand, 2 tapes. Tell me about getting those tapes made.
Well, the first one was just a live recording that was done live to that, and it was 5 songs, just to sort of get the feel, and mostly pre-production, but it ended up being something that people wanted to buy, so I sold them. And then the other tape is 8 songs. It's done with my band. It's a very loose production on it. It's very live feel to it, which I like. And we've been selling those at gigs. But the next project is going to be a CD, and that'll be 12 songs, and hopefully it'll come out this spring. We're going to start work on it next month.
And at this point, who's producing the CD or the tapes? Is things you're doing?
Mostly it's me, yeah. And I have another friend who's also engineering it, and he's helping a little bit with the production, but it's kind of me mostly.
So at this point, you're, I assume, looking forward to being signed by a record company, or hoping that someone will pick up your tape? And
I guess that's always the ultimate goal. Yeah, I'm shopping it to a couple of independent labels and a couple of major labels, and we'll see what happens.
How long have you been writing songs?
I've been writing songs for a long time. I started writing songs when I was about 10. Actually, probably earlier than that. I think I probably wrote songs from the time I spoke. But seriously, for performance use, about 3.5 years. So I'm pretty new at it.
Tell me about the song New Shoes. Tell me how you came up with some of those lyrics.
New Shoes, I love some of the old 1950s, 1960s crossover country stuff that happened at that time, and I wanted to write something in that vein because I love to sing that kind of stuff. And it was a song based on a breakup, but it was a positive song about a breakup. So there have been so many sad songs about breakups that I thought I'd write something that was, sort of, well, I'm done with you and it's a good thing.
It's been a long while going on sundown since I'm feeling low, but winds are blowing and times are changing, so you ain't gonna see me hanging around here no more. I can't remember when I started thinking this just ain't the way life's supposed to be. Maybe I started thinking when I saw you messing up. Now I've got new shoes and new feet I'm gonna walk this line, walk in step in time, this highway deep, so deep, until I'm gone, long gone. The things you do and the things you say are equally not the same. The other night, dear, when you were sleeping, I heard you calling out somebody else's name. Crime of passion, a misdemeanor. Well, you told me I was not to blame. Thanks for your absolution, but I found my own solution. I've got new shoes and new feet. I'm gonna walk this line, walk in step in time, this highway deep, so deep, until I'm gone, long gone. I've got new shoes and new feet. I'm gonna walk this line, walk in step in time, this highway deep, so deep, until I'm gone, long gone, Lord, till I'm gone, long, long, long gone, Lord, till I'm gone, long, long, long gone, Lord, till I'm gone.
It's a catchy song. I think you've gotten a good response from that particular tune.
Yeah, I think, it's because it's funny and people, it's like a release, I guess, to think of a relationship ending in a good way and sort of laugh about it. Just for me to sing it.
When you write songs, is it a slow, laborious process, or do they tend to come out fairly quickly? What comes first, the music or the lyrics?
Sometimes they come together. Sometimes it's like a gift from the heavens, it sort of drops in your lap and you're like, oh my God, there's a song, it's wonderful. Sometimes it takes months. Sometimes I've worked on songs for like 2 years before they really come together, or rewritten songs. Yeah, it comes in a number of ways. Sometimes an inspiration just hits you if you're in the right mood and you sit down with your guitar and you happen to be there. It just happens.
It seems to me that in your music there's a lot of depth of feeling and a feeling of introspection. Do you find that you write best when you're being introspective and alone and thinking about life in general?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's kind of a process that's ongoing, though. I don't think I'm ever not writing, I'm always sort of listening to conversation and thinking about things. I write a lot while I'm driving because it's kind of a meditative thing, and all of a sudden things come into your head and you don't expect them.
And when you're driving, how do you remember what you've been writing?
I usually try to scrawl it on my checkbook, or I keep singing it to myself all the way home, until I can tape it, or get home with my guitar. Yeah.
Do you have songs in your dreams when you wake up?
I have, yeah. I think once or twice I've dreamt a sort of situation. There's a Fire is about a dream that I had, but not that often.
There's a couple of lines in one of your songs. How long do you wait when love calls? The answer should come right away.
Yeah, that's in Homesick for Heaven.
The title, Homesick for Heaven, to me it seems like it would really strike a chord, something that a lot of people have maybe felt or thought about. What kind of things lead you to write songs?
Probably the biggest thing is a feeling of longing. I guess that's kind of one of those universal. I try to stick to the universals, find the things in myself that are, things that other people have felt, things that really touch me deeply, I feel like are the most important things to write about. So most of it's pretty serious.
It's not easy to get into heaven, but I'm gonna try. the sun goes down, I will follow, follow, follow you to heaven. It's been so long, and it's been too strong. Now I realize I've been homesick for heaven. It's not easy to get into heaven, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
A lot of your songs tend to be songs about loss or love. I mean, are there predominant themes that you find?
Relationships, love, yeah. I write a lot of love songs. And then I write some sort of just atmospheric songs, like one of my songs, Rough Land, is a song about coming of age and how that can be difficult process.
Would you be looking to sell some of your songs to other people who might be interested in singing them? To pick them up?
Probably. It depends on who the artist is and how it would be handled, but yeah, I'd be interested in that.
If you were mine, time would stand still day after day. I would wrap my heart around you. Time could tell a story about lonely days, restless nights. It would whisper a goodbye. If you were mine, if you were mine, the stars fall with wishes that come true. We could smell the earth and taste the sea. My secrets would be yours. If you were mine, I could stand still and face the wind. I imagine that love would feel like breathing. If you were mine, if you were mine, the stars would fall with wishes that come true. We could smell the earth and taste the sea. My secrets would be yours. If you were mine, I could stand still and face the wind. I imagine that love would feel like breathing. If you were mine, if you were mine, the stars would fall with wishes that come true. We could smell the earth and taste the sea. My secrets
You mentioned that you're from New York, and you lived there until you were how old?
Until I was 8, but I lived in the area, like New Jersey, Rhode Island. I went back to school in New York for college.
Okay. Which, was that art school?
It was a liberal arts school. It was Sarah Lawrence College.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Everyone says that when you say Sarah Lawrence. Oh, yeah.
So you took things like intro to Japanese poetry and...
Yeah, comparative literature, comparative religion, comparative everything. I compared everything. It was great.
Well, that might give you a broad base of understanding culture.
Yeah, I really credit that education with a lot. I think the largest thing that I was taught was to ask questions. If you have, a question, you ask another one, until you find an answer, and that's really what you can apply that to anything. So, sort of apply that to my writing at this point.
And so a lot of times you play as a solo act, but I understand you're getting a drummer now and a bass player and some other people. Will this be a regular band that will always play with you, you think?
The one tonight, my drummer's going to stick around for a while. Musicians are kind of hard to stick with in Austin. My bass player is possibly moving out of town. She's not sure, and she's got like 3 other bands that she plays with. Bass players are in demand. So I'm looking for another bass player and possibly some different instrumentation. I'm still experimenting with it. I like playing solo too.
And we've seen you perform at the Lone Star Women's Music Festival a couple of times. How did you hook up with the Lone Star All-Star Band that was there 2 years ago?
Oh yeah, that was Bonnie and Kathy's sort of dream child idea for a dance band. And I was just so excited by the prospect of actually singing those kinds of songs, Patsy Cline, Bob Wills, with a band that I guess I jumped up and down the hardest, and they gave me the job.
I said, blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone, let me do. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone, let me do. Well, it was on one moonlit night, stars shone bright, whispered on high, love to say goodbye. I said, blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone, let me blue. Said blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone, let me blue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone, let me blue. It was on one moonlit night, stars shine bright, whispered on high, love say goodbye. I said, blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone, let me blue.
So who do you listen to? Which musicians are you listening to currently? And which ones have you listened to in the past?
Let's see. Currently, Maxine Sullivan. She's an old blues jazz singer. Billie Holiday. Woody Guthrie. Let's see. I like a lot of the old stuff. I love Patsy Cline. The contemporary stuff, I guess. I'm trying to think. Who was I listening to today when I was driving here? Myself. No.
Your favorite singer, Diana Jones.
That's right. No, I don't listen to that tape much anymore. I think I've heard it enough. I like Mary Chapin Carpenter a lot. I think she's a really fine writer. Yeah.
Sean Colvin?
Yes, I love Sean Colvin. She's great. And what's her name?
Nancy Griffith.
Yes, Nancy Griffith. And the daughter of that famous
Roseanne
singer.
Cash?
Yes,
Yes.
Roseanne.
Yeah,
Roseanne's
Roseanne
great.
Cash.
Yeah, she's great. She's a good writer too.
And we saw you at the Westheimer Arts Festival here in
Yes.
Houston. Tell us.
Did my other life.
Yes. So what do you do in addition to your music?
I've been a jewelry designer for about 6 years. And I sell at festivals, and that supports my music habit at the moment. I'm hopefully trying to phase that out and trying to do more music to support myself.
Do you have any of that jewelry on?
No, I don't wear it.
Make it, you don't wear it.
Yeah, well, you know,
Sell
it's
it
sort of like taking a busman's holiday. You make it and wear it, so.
So do you sell it anywhere else besides festivals? Or is it
Yeah, I
stores?
wholesale out. I sell to stores. I've got a couple of reps.
Is that a lot of work for you as far as marketing, or do you just pretty much do the designing?
I do the designing. I've got reps to do the marketing. I've been doing it so long that I'm pretty well connected, but I really have pared it down quite a bit since moving to Austin. It's not the business it was. I started in New York. It was big there. It was a lot of time, and I wasn't happy because I wasn't doing my music. So,
Do you feel like you'll be able to live off your music now or in the near future?
in the near future, I'm working on it. Yeah, you can't get what you don't ask for. So,
That's right. Well, thank you very much, and best of luck with your music career.
thank you.